hour ago. So I got my chair ready. I've got my strap ready. Now I use a mat underneath mine, but you don't have to. Just be extra special careful. And I'm going to give poses seated and standing behind the chair when we get to the standing balance and strength section of our class. So let's see here. Let's get started. We'll end at 11:04. I'm going to stand up, my time, move this chair out of the way. And then I'm going to come over here to the back of the room. For those of you that are on video, are you still able to hear me? Thumbs up, thumbs down? Okay, great. Oh, yeah, I see extra folks in the class too. So if you signed up and your spouse or your friend is taking class, would you mind, like, in the chat line letting me know? Because that way we can count you towards our statistics. The statistics are the thing for us to continue to provide these free classes to you. All right, I'm going to scoot back into my chair. Mine doesn't have a back, so it's not too comfortable, but you know what? I just deal with it. And you can actually bring the feet out, cross at the feet. We're going to do breathing and some grounding to begin with. Again, sometimes a little blanket underneath the chair or on top of the chair is a little bit more comfortable. But again, it kind of depends on your chair. I'm going to have my feet be parallel though. I invite you to close your eyes, gaze down at the floor, chin a little bit towards your chest, palms either resting up, down, maybe palms on your belly, whatever feels okay, comfortable for you, okay? And from here, with those eyes softly gazing or closed, let's breathe in through the nose, let the belly expand. And then exhale, draw the belly button towards the spine. Just notice the movement of the belly moving forward and back. Again, inhale, belly big. Exhale, belly button towards the spine. Now I'm making a little noise in the back of my throat as I breathe in. It's called the Ujjayi breath, or I like to call it the Darth Vader breath. But it's something you can do to, if you're in a spicy pose and you're going, ugh, I don't want to stay in the pose, maybe you can listen to your breath as you breathe in and as you breathe out. Good. We're going to do what's called an extended exhale breath. It's very beneficial for lowering your blood pressure, lowering your heart rate. It's great for if you're in the doctor's office and you're going, oh my gosh, okay, my blood pressure is always high when they take, the blood pressure. Think about slowing the breath as you inhale and slowing the breath as you exhale. I'll be clapping for a count of 4 on the inhale and count of 5 on the exhale. If that breath does not resonate with you, just breathe, okay? Just breathe. So here we go. Breathe in. And then slowly, slowly exhale. Again, inhaling, belly big. Slowly, slowly exhale. One more time. Inhale, belly big, chest big. Slowly, slowly exhale. Beautiful. All right, kind of flutter those eyelids, open the eyes. Let's scoot a little bit forward on our chair so that we engage those tall posture muscles. From here, let's inhale, circle, sweep, arms up. Exhale, sweep arms down. Continue to do that. I'm going to adjust the camera. Inhaling, circle, sweep, arms up. Exhaling, circle, sweep, arms down. One more time. Inhaling, circle, sweep, arms up. Exhaling, float the arms down. In fact, let's do that one more time. Inhaling, circle, sweep, arms up. Keep one arm up. Let's take the other hand, either your wrist or your fist, sneak it back behind you. Squeeze that shoulder back behind you, the arm back behind you. Now let's inhale, reach, feet firm into the floor here. Belly button towards the spine. Exhale, lean the side body over. So you're getting into the QL muscle, quadratus lumboris. This is the top shelf grabbing things in the pantry movement. Inhaling back on up. Exhaling, float it down. Let's do the other side. Here we go. Breathing in, both arms up. Now keep the other arm up, sneak the other hand back behind you, fist or wrist. Feel that squeezy shoulder there. And again, inhale, reach. Exhale, belly button towards your spine. Woo! Kind of feel if it feels different this side versus the other. Breathing in, bring it back on up. Exhale, float the arm down. Now we have this little bumpy thing in the back of the head. What we're going to try to do here is from that place, draw little nose circles. So you might feel some little crinkly stuff going on where the back of the neck inserts into the skull. And I have my hands resting on my lap. Might be more comfortable, arms out to the side. Just kind of play around with that, see which one's best. And then just kind of pause. Sometimes this makes people get dizzy. So if this is that for you, don't do this one, all right? Let's go the other direction. Make it tiny first. My eyes are kind of following my circles. That may be why I'm feeling a little equilibrium shift here. Woo. And then make them a little bit bigger. Kind of notice if you hear some sounds going on, some little crinkly kind of things, little snap, crackle, pops. All right, and then bring it back to the center. Beautiful. Let's do the little hand mudra where we have the hands together. You can hook the thumbs if you like, but it's about 6 to 8 inches away from your chest. Sit up tall, wiggle those shoulders. Look at your feet. Do the feet turn out to the side? Are they kind of in? Make them point towards 12 o'clock if you can. Just do the best you can. I'm kind of looking at my feet, making sure it's happening here. Of course, you can't see my feet, but that's okay. So from here, we're going to shift the hands over to one side. So you're pressing into the palms, and then turn your head the opposite direction. Be kind. Let those shoulders drop a little bit, and then bring everything back to the center with this constant pressure, chin and hands, and let's switch sides. So just kind of notice if you're feeling any range of motion challenges here. Maybe one side does a little bit more than the other. That's okay. Bring it back to the center. Very good. And then let's do that once again, each side. Woo. And sometimes my elbows drop, so I'm going to bring my elbows to where they're parallel to the floor. But, you know, you do you, okay? And then bring it back to the center. Very good. And then let's take it over to the other side, shall we? Woo. Feel a little extra stretch on this side for whatever reason. And then bring it back to the center. Beautiful. Let's go ahead and squeeze the shoulders up towards the ears. Make it look funny. And then squeeze them back behind you. Feel the shoulders engaged here. Oh, gosh. And then just drop. Let's do that again. Squeeze them up towards the ears. Squeeze them back behind you. Let them drop. Now, let's reverse that. So that's down here low. Squeeze them behind you. Squeeze them up. And then let them drop. Let's do that again. Squeeze them behind you. It's kind of like reverse, right? Shoulders towards the ears, ears towards the shoulders, and then let it drop. Beautiful. Take the hands in front of you. What we're doing here is wrist circles, just as fast as you can. This is for carpal tunnel, stiffness in maybe your mouse hand, maybe your text fingers. Sometimes my hands hit each other. That's just how it is, yeah? And then pause, and we got to make it go the other way. Notice if it feels more difficult to go the second direction, or maybe it was the first direction. I'm looking at my things to make sure what we're covering today. I've got a big old list here on the side. So if you see me turning my head, that's why. Want to get it all covered. And then just kind of shake them out here. Oh, I got my bracelets on, making a bunch of noise. Next, we're going to cup the hands and kind of look to see, is that chair pretty wide? You may have to have hands go more out to the side. Maybe you can go down by the side, but we're going to down and up. So kind of using cuppy hands here. Again, go as comfortably as you can. Maybe your speed is a little bit slower. Maybe your range of motion is a little bit different. Now, if it's available, maybe take the hands, tap your shoulders, and continue. Or, you know, elbows up wherever they can go. Maybe they don't come and tap the shoulders. And there's a little bit of upper body movement happening here. And I'm hearing lots of stuff going on in my right shoulder, you know, in my left shoulder too. Again, keep it between the easy and ouch today. Okay, if you're expecting Val, it's Gail today. So I just thought if you just came in, you're going, where's Val? Well, somewhere in Colorado. But there we go. Or maybe it's California. I don't know. 3 more. Here we go. I think it's 2 more. If I know how to count. And release. Yay. All right. If you have a strap, if you have a long towel, if you have your hands, we're going to do the next part. Some folks will take that strap and fold it in half, or that towel, long towel, fold it in half, thread it underneath the knee pit, and hold on to the leg as you belly button towards your spine. And we're going to basically swing the knee, swing the leg. And I'm kind of leaning back a little bit, but I'm being super tall, belly button towards my spine. I'm going to, as you are doing this, I'm going to shift the camera a little bit so we get this in the camera, because again, I'm videotaping this today so that you have this as a resource for doing chair yoga more than once a week. Notice if you hear little snap, crackle, pops going on here, okay? And then release. You can keep grabbing underneath, maybe with your hands, maybe with your strap. We're going to just barely lift the foot off the ground, belly button towards the spine. Be tall in your posture, and those little points in flexes. Ooh, this side is stiff. And imagine other people are feeling some stiff stuff going on too. Yeah. Again, if you have that relay, private relay Apple ID email address and you want to get the video, you got to send me your email. Because I don't, because that's a private relay, we don't get access to sending you stuff. And let's do ankle circles. Ooh. There's some snap, crackle, pops going on, I think. If you need to release with the knee up, please do so. Then come back into the posture and then reverse. So this is to help better coordinate your balance and your walking ability with your gait. Getting movement into your ankle joint, into the foot. Ooh, my foot just popped. And then release. Beautiful. Let's do the knee swing on the other side. Again, you can thread the strap underneath the knee pit, or just take your fingers underneath the knee. Just make sure you're very tall with your upper body and start your swing. Whew. Does this one swing different? Do you feel a little snap, crackle, pops going on? All these like self-inquiry questions. If you come to my yoga class on Wednesday, I do the same thing. I ask a question just for you to observe, left side feels different than the right side, that kind of stuff, yeah? All right, knee swings. All right, now we're going to do, put it back down and then go right back into it for your little points and flexes. Oof. Does this one feel more stiff than the other? Does it feel more loosey-goosey? Loosey-goosey? Okay. See, I laugh at myself. I know I'm not funny, but, I just put up with whatever I say. Let's do ankle circles. If you can laugh, whether it's a fake one or a real one, it's the good drugs in the brain, yeah? So there's actually a modality called laughter yoga, and it's like this person helping you laugh and feel better, get mentally better. So check it out. It's really kind of fun. Reverse, other direction. We don't teach that here, but it's really fun. This one has more range of motion. So notice if you can notice, something's different on this side. Beautiful. And release. So we did lateral flexion, which is 2 of our essential spinal movements. We're going to do cat-cow now. I'm going to show this seated sideways so that, you're going, what's she doing? Well, you can see what's going on, okay? So, again, I'm looking in the camera and make sure, okay, very good. So I'm shifted more towards the edge of the yoga chair. Oh, the yoga chair. And then that helps me engage those tall posture muscles. And a lot of times when we do cat-cow, I see people like jutting their chin out or chin towards their chest. What I invite you to do, just today, okay, ears aligned with your shoulders, so no jutty chin or tucking the chin in. Just try it, okay? Hands on the thighs or cupping the knees, whatever you can manage here. And first we'll inhale, belly big. And then as you exhale, I invite you to bring the elbows out and you're hinging forward. So this is your cow portion. So typically people like take their chin, look at the ceiling. Don't do that. If you have cervical neck issues, it's not cool. But again, we're just trying to make a straight line from the tailbone to the top of the head. Mine may not be straight. I've got scoliosis, so I just do the best I can. And again, stay here, breathe in. As you exhale, contract that belly button towards the spine. Come back to tall seated mountain posture. Wiggle those shoulders a little bit. Inhaling, stay here, belly big. And then exhale, grab those knees, grab those thighs, curve your spine to the back of the room, or grab your chair, whichever is easier for you to do. So here we go with cat posture. Again, I'm just looking forward with my head. I'm not tucking my chin. I'm not looking towards the ceiling. Breathe in, belly big. Exhale, go up to tall mountain posture. So you may notice this little pelvic tilt happening with your pelvis. So just kind of try to observe that on our next round. So here we go. Breathe in, belly big. Exhale, bend those elbows, belly button towards the spine, hinge forward for the cow part of cat-cow. Inhaling, stay here, belly big. Exhale, belly button towards the spine as you move back to tall seated mountain posture. Very good. As you finish that exhale, breathe in, belly big. Exhale, belly button towards the spine, curve to the back of the room for that seated cat posture. All right, inhaling, stay here. Exhale, back to tall seated mountain. Very good. So I switched back to the front view. So that was extension and flexion of the spine. We did the side movement. Now we got to do twists. I like to do unsupported twists in my back yoga class. We're going to try it here too. So again, feet are parallel, so make sure, look at your feet. Oh, are they doing wonky things? Line them up as best you can. Let's see. We're going to do the hands out to the side. Almost football goals, but not quite. We're going to squeeze the elbows into the side ribs so you feel the upper body squeeze in and contracted, I hope. So we're strengthening the upper back at the same time that we're doing our twists. So we're going to release the elbows away from the ribs so they're out a little bit. Now you can be parallel. That's a little bit too much for me. I'm just going to bring it down a little bit, but still squeeze the shoulders. Very good. All right, from here, breathe in. And then from here, belly button towards your spine, twist towards the right-hand side. So it's all your thoracic spine, your mid-spine doing the work. You may have lost one shoulder, but you're still squeezing the other one. That's okay. Breathe in, stay here. Exhale back to heart center. Re-squeeze. Sound effects are optional. And then exhale, let's turn over to the other side. Now I'm going to breathe through the mouth so you can hear the breathing. Inhaling, here we go. Exhale back to heart center. Okay, and release the shoulders. Now, in typical yoga classes, those of us that don't have back issues, here's another way to do that same thing. Now, you may want to do this one instead, so I'm just going to give you an alternate. So you would take an opposite hand to the outside of the leg. What happens sometimes is people's knees drop in, so make sure they're still apart, just like your feet. And then try not to be too cranky on this. And what I mean is don't crank yourself into a twist. Be kind, be soft. And then twist. Maybe the arm can grab the back of the chair. Keep the chin aligned with your chest as you continue to twist. Again, using the force of the hand sometimes puts you too much into a twist. So just be aware of that, okay? I'm just giving you some good awareness stuff here. Some folks will take their chin, look over their shoulder. I keep it aligned with my chest, but that's because I've got cranky back issues, okay? That's just what it is. And then release. Woo! We're going to do the other side. Again, you may go back to football goals or semi-football goals, or take that opposite hand to the outside. Don't let those knees drop in. Make them be apart. And then sit up tall. On your exhale breath, twist, twist, twist. Grab your chair or not. Grab the back of the chair. Keep the chin aligned with your chest. Just kind of notice, does this side twist more than the other, or is it about the same? It might be the same because you're using a lever here to get into the twist. Maybe it's not, because maybe you've got stuff going on, yeah? Whew. All right, release from that, come back to the center. For me, that's vigorous because sometimes I get a little competitive. I'm going, ooh, I want to get in my twist, hurts so good. Y'all ever heard that? saying. So anyway, I'm just trying to make it safe for y'all. Okay, so this next one is going to be a weird one. Let me tell you, folks, very weird. I'm going to come up to the camera. We're going to do what's called golfer's grip. We're going to take the hands, fold them into the pads of the hands. This one didn't quite do it, and it goes more down into the hand. This one gets pretty good contact. And then we line up the top of the hand with the forearm. Why are we doing this? Okay, we're doing this to prepare for arm circles. Again, strengthens the upper back in our chair yoga class. And to, what else are we going to do? Strengthen, again, the upper back. So let's go into the golfer's grip. Again, sound effects are optional. And then we're going to do Superman arms. And again, my right hand does not do as well as the left hand. I'd notice that right off the bat. Then bend the elbows so the arms are like parallel to the floor, right? And then squeeze the shoulders. Very good. Now we're going to squeeze the shoulders and release. Squeeze and release. But you know what? Press into the floor next time. Squeeze, press into the floor, release. Make those quadriceps contract. Press into the floor, squeeze those shoulders, release. One more. Press into the floor, squeeze those shoulders and release. Clap the hands in front of your body. Woo! Rub those hands, get some circulation back into those golfer grip hands. Then we're going to interlace the fingers, squeeze the palms, look at your elbows. My one elbow likes to turn out to the side, so I make it the same. Now, with belly button firm, feet firm on the floor, we're going to bring those arms overhead. Keep the arms straight. That's the challenge. One shoulder is kind of cranky. It's going to keep you from going. That's okay. So mine are in front of my glasses this time. Belly button nice and contracted. We got some sneaky core work going on here. You didn't even know it, right? And then bring it back on down. All right, clap the hands once again. Woo! Oh, clap it again. Rub those hands. All right, let's get back into our golfer's grip. Again, fold the fingers as best you can. Ooh, it's getting down a little bit. Okay. Superman arms, thumbs towards the center. Bend the elbows out into that letter T kind of situation, and then squeeze those shoulders. Very good. Now think about pressing firmly into the floor. Sometimes the feet kind of scooch away a little bit. Now squeeze the shoulders, press the feet, release. Squeeze shoulders, press the feet, release. Don't forget to breathe. Press and squeeze, release. Whew. Press and squeeze, release. Let's do one more. Good old squeeze, good old press right here. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Press, press, press. Relax, clap the hands. Yay. Oh, that was wimpy. Rub those hands. Interlace the fingers. Squeeze the palms. Super straight arms. Make the elbows look the same. Feet firm into the floor. Belly button tight. Raise the arms overhead as best you can. So now, whoo, it's here on the side of my glasses. Now, there may be some twinging going on. Back off. Ooh, I'm shaking here. And then bring it back in front of your chest. Unlace the fingers. Clap the hands. This is the last set, I promise, today. So if you come Wednesday, we'll do that again. All right, interlace the fingers. Nope, sorry, got it wrong. Do the golfer's grip. Elbows out into that letter T. Squeeze those shoulders. Press into those feet. Here we go. Squeeze and press and release. Woo! Squeeze, press, and release. 3 more. Squeeze, press, and release. Oh my gosh, 2 more. Squeeze, press, and release. And last set, yay. Squeeze, press, squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Now clap the hands. Yay, last one. Rub those hands, get that campfire going. Are your shoulders burning? Mine are a little bit. Interlace those fingers, squeeze the palms, super straight arms, make the elbows the same. Lots of words, huh? Bring it back up overhead. Ooh, that one shoulder is going hello. Kind of challenging there. So it's on the side of my ears. Wiggle those thumbs just because, you know, we can, maybe. And then bring it back in front of you. Woo! Clap the hands. Get that fire going. And let's take that fire on the outside of the arm, up the shoulder, turn the palm up, down. Let's do that 3 times. We're doing some lymphatic drainage by doing this. Really get that shoulder. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Turn the palm up. Very good. And just kind of swipe it away. Back to clapping the hands, rubbing the hands. We got to do the other side, yeah? Woo, get it nice and warm. All right, to the outside of the arm. Cup those hands. Get it going on the other side. Stay there at the shoulder a little bit, and then turn that palm down the front. Here we go. One more time. Stick your tongue out if you need to. And then swoof it away. Okay, very good. Okay, I'm looking at our stuff here. Did seated twists. We did, well, you know what? This could be interesting. We did a lot of stuff already. So hopefully you're barefoot. If you're not, that's okay. But we're going to do toe raises, finger raises also, and then toe curls, hand curls, or fists. Toe fists. Toe fists? Yeah. Spread them out. And then fists. That's hard to say. One more time. Spread them out. And fists. Very good. Excellent. All right, so next part is going to be our warrior postures. I'm going to demonstrate the first one, seated on the chair, then I will transfer to standing up behind the chair. So I'm going to shift over a little bit to the side. We're going to bring the leg out to the side. So I'm going to bring that leg out to the side. Let me move my strap out of the way. And what this is called the letter L legs, and you can see it there, yeah. I normally turn to the center, right, because that's where my torso is. So I'm going to try to invite my torso to face the front of the room. Again, if that's spicy, turn more towards the center. So to make this really active, you just can't have the feet sitting here on the floor. You have to press the feet into the floor to where you feel the activation of the quadricep, the hamstring, maybe around the knee and the calf. Do a little bit less if it's spicy. Listen to your breath if it's spicy. Now, you know, you cut the air with your arms and that letter T, squeeze those shoulders. So this is your setup, okay? And then just relax. So I'm going to go to standing. If you're doing the seated, relax for a second as I transition to standing. And I'm going to have to move the camera to make sure those that are doing the standing can see the arm movement. So you're, well, that was just a little too much. Okay, so you remember the dreaded, where we did the golfer's grip, right? Where we did the fingers into the hands. Guess what? We're going to do that in just a second. You're standing behind the chair, you know, step those feet wide. If you have SI joint dysfunction, I recommend lifting the heel, then turning the foot. We're going to bend the knee out towards that short end of the yoga mat. This is the same side where we step the leg out to the side. So we're all working with the same side going out to the side. So this bent knee side, what we're going to do, again, like I said, seated on the chair, you press firmly into the floor and push the legs away. Not to where you're doing the splits, but you get activation in that lower body. Let's make this 2 for the price of 1, shall we? Fold the fingers into the pads of the hand. Oh, golfer's grip. Oh, no. Oh, yes. And then arms out into a letter T. Squeeze those shoulders. Adjust if you need to. I'm going to check to see, is my knee aligned with my foot? Yes. You can do one arm at a time. You can hang onto the chair with the other hand if you need to. Just remember that. Squeeze the shoulders. Thumbs are up, but let's take the thumbs to the front of the room. Palms down. Squeeze those shoulders. Do this if you're seated in the chair also. Now, thumbs are pointed forward. Let's draw circles forward and back behind you. Now you can kind of look to see that it's going back behind you. Keep the squeeze. Press the feet firm into the floor. Woo! So I had someone take my chair yoga class here about 2-3 years ago, and he was going, okay, what did we do in chair yoga? Because, like, I didn't think we were going to work muscles really. And I was like, well, you know, we pressed firmly into the floor in our warrior 2 leg setup. We did the arm circles. Yeah, it's kind of vigorous. We are trying to build bones. So this is a bone building posture, this one right here, for easing osteopenia, osteoporosis. We stay in this lower leg position for a bit to activate the lower muscles that stimulate the bones. 3 more. Get to talking, and we are in the pose. And then shake it out. If you need to take a break with your warrior leg, if you're standing, you can straighten it, but go right back into it, okay? Okay, very good. Again, letter L legs. We're going to do reverse warrior. So arms out into a letter T, just relax those hands. Palm up over the bent knee side, over the side that you stepped out, and reach out, and then scoop the hand up into the sky. Hand can be on the chair, on the hip, down the leg. So this is my pacemaker side. I don't go too far up into the air on this one because I'm a little cautious. And again, maybe think about pressing firmly into the floor. Hello, legs. You can look forward. You can look at your elbow pit. You can look towards the sky. Whatever's okay for you, okay? There should be some fire accumulating because you're pressing firmly into the floor. Release. Woo, straighten that leg, pivot the foot, and we're going to switch over to the other side. So if you're seated, come back to the center with your legs. Take that leg out. Make it wide. One knee one direction, one knee the other direction. Turn your torso, press firmly into the floor. Again, stepping wide with that yoga mat, with that chair assist. I like to call this chair assist yoga posture. Bend that knee, bend, and then check your foot, knee alignment. Readjust if necessary. Hips parallel to the edge of your chair. Okay, so again, back to golfer's grip. And let's not forget dynamic contraction of the lower body, feet firm into the floor, pushing it away, kind of engage those hips. Beautiful. Let's do that golfer's grip. Before we had it thumbs forward, right? Re-squeeze. Now, thumbs up, thumbs back behind you. Again, you can always hang on to the chair. Just do one at a time. And draw the circles behind you, woo, and then forward. Take it slow. Get your momentum, your shoulders, your arms could be lower actually. They don't have to be parallel to the floor. It's whatever's okay for you. Now don't forget, press into the floor, whether you're seated, whether you're standing. Woo, make it your own. Heart rate will kick into gear. Are you squeezing? I think you are. Come on, squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Very good, very good. Y'all doing awesome. Breathe. Don't forget to breathe. Woo, this is a good one. Let's do 3 more. Here we go. 3, 2, and 1. Shake it out. Make it look silly. You can straighten that leg, but go right back into it, okay? Now again, repress, feet into the floor. We're going to do reverse warrior. So arms out into that letter T. Again, you can hang onto the chair, the hip, palm up, reach a little forward. I'm bending my knee a little bit, and then scoop the hand up into the sky. Woo. Feet firm into the floor. I'm going to hang onto the chair on this one. Are you feeling it in the legs? I'm going to assume you are because I'm feeling it. Oh my goodness. I want to thank y'all for coming on a Saturday. I mean, wow, that's awesome. And I appreciate it, And again, filling out the survey to keep these services free for, the future. Yay. 3 more seconds. 3, 2, and 1. Yay. Softly straighten that leg, pivot the foot, bring the legs back to the center. Next is going to be tree posture. Now, tree posture is an interesting one, okay? I didn't say this. I don't know if Val tells you to use a yoga block, but you use a yoga block when you do tree posture seated on the chair. So I'm going to demonstrate that first. So basically, what we're trying to do is have one knee one direction, one knee the other direction, getting, again, into the nooks and crannies of the hip musculature. So I'm going to bring my foot up. I'm kind of at the edge of my chair here. So again, I got one knee one direction, one knee the other. If you're seated, man, you really got to squeeze your belly button towards your spine. You're at the edge of your chair, arms up. Whatever arms up means to you, 1 or 2, up really high, heart center, whatever that means, right? Now, those of us standing, I love this one. I scooch my chair over to the side a little bit, and I stand beside the chair. I'm going to step a foot out, turn my foot. Again, I got one foot, one knee one direction, one knee the other. The balancing one pointed towards 12 o'clock. Now, be tall, lift that heel, walk it in. This is just how I teach it. You know another way? That's cool. Now, I tend to kind of jet my hip out, so I always got to think, okay, be straight on the balance side. And then either bring it into the calf, the floor, the inner thigh, maybe. I don't know. It may not happen today. But again, try to make sure this leg is out to the side, yeah? Now, notice the dance of the foot. There might be one, especially when I let go of the, yeah, there's going to be a dance of the foot going on for sure. So again, even if you are on toes on the floor, you can think about lengthening from the pubic bone all the way up to the collarbone, and then maybe arms can go up, maybe not. Again, knee out to the side. What tends to happen is the knee starts to travel to the front. Bring it out to the side, whether you're seated on the chair or standing doing your posture. Again, keep breathing. and release. Whew. Move a little bit, kind of little shoulder rolls, seated in the chair. Sometimes when we're kind of static in that tree posture, it feels like we're kind of stuck. Let's do the other side. So I'm going to demonstrate the posture on the wall this time. Again, step the other foot on the yoga block, knee out to the side. So if it's on the wall, fingers are up the wall, and I'm going to turn the foot towards you, bend that knee, start walking it up. And then again, is my balance foot pointed at 12? No, it was not. So you see here the knee, one knee towards you, one knee towards the other side. My arm goes up. Again, I try to be nice and tall and lengthy. I like this one because sometimes I can just really kind of nail it, and sometimes, nope, doesn't happen. I'm kind of competitive with myself on this one. It's like, oh man, I'm wiggly today. It's okay. You can be wiggly. Woo! And release. Beautiful. All right. Whether you're seated on the chair or standing beside the chair or behind the chair, we're going to do chair pose. And it's the one where you keep your functionality from plopping down on the toilet. Think about the nastiest toilet at the state fair, and you're going to go, ooh, I'm going to hover. Do you have the strength to hover? Well, we're going to check it out. So if you're here seated on the chair, I'm going to move my block out of the way. Inhale, circle, sweep arms up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Press into the floor. Maybe lift off the chair, but really press into the floor, yeah? Now, if you're standing, it's the same thing. Inhale, circle, sweep arms up, feet parallel. Exhale, bend the elbows, bend the knees. Maybe fingers on the chair, maybe not. And again, we're moving here. Inhaling up. Exhale, bend the knees, bend the elbows. Feet firm into the floor. Woo, feel that strength building. Inhaling up. Now, if you're kind of weak in this, the way to build up the strength is to do the posture. And I like to do this with the breath. Again, inhale, circle, sweep arms up, belly big. Exhale, feet firm into the floor, belly button towards the spine. Use that core right here. Let's do it again. Breathing in and exhale. This kicks up the heart rate also. This is a cardio version of a yoga pose. Inhaling up, and then just bring the hands to heart center. Feel the heartbeat. Should be beating a little bit more than normal. All right, you can either do this next part standing or seated, okay? It's our 8-movement meditation. Coordination with the breath and moving. So I love it. So whether you're seated on the chair or standing behind the chair, palms go out in mountain posture, so palms forward. And to start with, I'm going to check, are my feet parallel, whether I'm seated or standing? Okay, yeah, they are. Okay, and I'm sitting at the edge of my chair. Okay, very good. Feet firm into the floor. Feel the connection of the ground with your feet. And then from here, let's inhale. Gather the arms in front of our body. Exhale, raise the arms up to shoulder level. Inhale, open outwards. Exhaling, contract the arms inward. Inhale, flow it towards your chest. Exhale, flow forward. Inhale, let's descend. Exhale, open out. Let's do that again. Inhale, gather in. Exhale, rise. Inhale, expand outwards. Exhale, contract those arms inward. Inhale, flow it towards the chest. Exhale, flow it forward. Inhale, let's descend. Exhaling, dispersing out. One more time. Inhale, gather in. Exhale, rise. Inhale, open up. Exhale, contract those arms inward. Inhale, flow it towards your chest. Exhale, flow forward. Inhale, descend. Exhale, disperse out. Last time. Inhale, circle, sweep arms up. Keep one arm up, one hand on the hip, reach over. That side lateral movement once again. Inhale back on up. Exhale, flow it down. And again, inhale, circle sweep arms up. Exhale, keep the other arm up, lean it over, bring it back on up and down. This time, arms out into that wide football goals. Inhale, turn towards the right. Exhale, stay here. Actually, I said it wrong. Inhale, stay here. Exhale, back to the center. Re-squeeze those shoulders. Very good. Inhaling, stay here. Exhale, over to the other side. Inhaling, stay here. Exhale, back to the center. Beautiful. Coming back to the chair, let's do our seated cat-cow. Once again, hands on the legs. Take a little moment here just to do a little head circle as we get settled, seated into the chair. Notice if it feels a little bit more open, more free. Maybe, maybe not. And then reverse, go the other way. Again, notice the little sounds that may or may not be happening here. Very good. Hands to heart center before we do our cat-cow. Sit up tall at the edge of our chair here. Feet parallel, legs parallel. And then breathe in, belly big. Exhale, turn the hands one direction, turn the head the other direction. Notice if there's any increase in range of motion. Maybe, maybe not. And then bring it back to the center. All right, let's do the other side. Just kind of push the hands to the other side. Head, turn the other direction, so a little bit more range of motion for me on this side. And then back to the center. Very good. Hands on the knees, on the thighs. Sit up tall, wiggle those shoulders just a little bit. And breathe in, belly big. And exhale, bend the elbows out, hinge forward for your cow. Very good. Let the belly be soft. Breathe in. Belly button towards the spine. Come back to tall seated posture. Inhaling, stay here. Exhale, curve to the back of the room. Hang on to those knees, hang on to those thighs, hang on to the chair, yeah? Inhale, belly soft. Exhale, back to tall seated posture. Very good. All right, I'm looking at my list to see what else we need to do here. You know, we haven't done much for the piriformis, yeah? So again, if you have a block, and if this is for if you can't bring the leg on top, maybe it needs to be crossed here at the ankle, or maybe you place your foot with your knee out to the side. And basically what we're going to do is take our hand on the other side and pull the leg towards you and let it release. Now maybe, again, this is here. You might feel a little bit more, more spicy if the leg is up on top of the thigh. Again, depending on how tight you are here in this hip musculature, right? It might be easier to do with the leg down on the floor. And it also can be leg down on the ground, bringing it in, but the knee out to the side to make this happen. Very good. Now we're going to try to add some strength to this. So either on the side of the foot, on the floor, on the yoga block, or if it's available, on top of the thigh, ankle past that thigh, because it's spicy if you're knobbing your thigh. You may be feeling lots of stuff just being here. So what we're going to do, if your hands are here, you're sitting up tall. That may be just enough, or kind of like we do in cat-cow, we hang on to that hand and the knee, hinge forward just a little bit. Again, hinging forward just a little bit. It may be more movement when the leg is lower, okay? So just kind of recognize it may feel a little different at the different levels of where you're able to be here in this posture. Now, bottom foot, press into the floor so you activate all the muscles in the bottom leg. If you can, squeeze the top bone, squeeze. If you can, push the top leg away. Woo! A little spice going on there. Again, seated pigeon, or pigeon, as I like to call it. And then release. Take your hands, rub your behind. Yee. You're thinking, okay, we rubbed our behind in chair yoga. Uh-oh. We're just adding some heat, okay? Very good. Now, we're going to do the other side. So first, let's see, I think I got that. First, we're going to bounce. So either, the knee turned out to the side, you just kind of bring it towards you and let it bounce away. Again, whether it's on the floor or on the yoga block, yeah, or leg on top of the thigh, and you're pulling it towards you and letting it bounce. Again, do that little bit of bouncing business. Let me put this down a little bit. I wish I could figure out how to do the camera to where it gets everything. I'm a super tall person, so you know, I have to move the camera a little bit. Again, we're kind of waking up the piriformis, we're warming up that muscle. So that's the one with regard to the sciatica, okay? Your sciatica could be in the piriformis muscle. It could be on the side. It could be squeezing in your pelvic notch or somewhere in your spine where you got a little pinchy thing. It's often responsible for shooty pain down the leg, up the behind, up the low back, yeah? All right, so wherever your bounce is, we're going to go into making this a little bit more, always optional. So if your leg is on top, toes towards your knee, failed to mention that before, so we're going to press into the bottom leg, hands on the foot and the knee, hinge forward. It might be a tad spicy. Again, you may want to come up to a previous level. So you're pressing the bottom foot, the bottom other leg firm into the floor. You're pressing the top leg away. You're squeezing top bun, whatever version you're at, and you can take your hand and press on the side. Now you got to breathe on this one because this can be a little spicy, yeah? Oh, yeah. So we did a lot of warm-up for this posture. I feel my back popping on this one. And release. Come back out of the posture. All right, so from here, we're going to do a little lymphatic drainage. What we're going to do is come up on the balls of the feet and basically take your hands and just shake your legs, okay? Now, let's do one at a time. Take a leg up, press the other foot, and just shake it. And then release it, do the other one. The other one doesn't like to shake as much as the other one. Very good. Bring your knees out wide. And from here, leading with the shoulders, we're doing those wide upper torso circles. And you might find out a little catchy spot. You may want to hang out in that catchy spot a little bit and then proceed to do your circle. I feel lots of things going on here in my low back. Whew. And then pause. Let's take it the other direction. So the next part of the class is the guided relaxation and rest part of the class. It's like the whipped cream on top of the dessert. You've done all this work, and this is like the good stuff. And then come back. All right, so you have several options. You can lean back into your chair, into your couch, maybe cross at the ankles, that kind of thing. If you are able to get down to the floor, maybe you want to put your legs on the couch, or another version is called legs on the chair. Now I'm just going to demonstrate this because it also helps to further kind of get into that guided rest relaxation and to help release the back. So what I do, I have the front of the chair or the front of the couch here, and I'm going to either place my legs, on the couch, or if I have the chair, what I like to do is place my legs on the side of the chair and release the back and arms out to the side. So that's an option if you're willing to try it. I just want to do a short demo, but I'm going to come up to the front of the room and do your guided rest and relaxation. So right now, I just invite you to get comfortable wherever you need to be at this moment. So get comfortable. As I go and gather my other chair. So as you're ready, get into that comfortable position, maybe your chin towards your chest. And I do have a little short guided script here I like to use when we do this. Beautiful. And once you arrive to your comfortable place, let's just take a couple of breaths here like we did at the beginning. So breathe in, let that belly get big. And then slowly, slowly exhale. Let's do that again. Belly gets big, chest gets big, inhaling. And then slowly, slowly exhale. One more time. Here we go. Breathe in, belly big, chest big. Slowly, slowly exhale. Beautiful. We're going to bring into our mind intention, a resolve, or a theme for your practice today. Whatever you like to take away from this practice, even though it's a short one, we're going to state it plainly, clearly, in present moment language. So it's something like, I am calm, I am peaceful, I am stress-free. For me, it's usually I am pain-free, or my heart beats a healthy beat. So again, something that's true for you, okay? Something you're looking to gain from your practice today. And I invite you, which, maybe it's one of ones I mentioned or one that you already have. Repeat it silently, mentally to yourself 3 times. And I'll pause here for a moment for you to do that. Again, repeat that theme silently, mentally 3 times. Beautiful. And just allow yourself to take a nice deep breath right here. And then just melt your muscles into the chair, into the surface that's supporting you, wherever you are. We'll start just a little body scan. If you need to move to make it more comfortable, please move, and then do the other side also. Usually it's my legs, so I kind of shake a leg out, and then I do the other side to feel a little bit more comfortable. Yeah. Let's notice the top of your head, where it's touching, or if it's, at the back of your chair, towards your chest. Notice your shoulders, the upper back, the mid back, the low back. Notice the places that are touching the surface that supports you. Notice the back of the legs, the behind, the calves, the ankles, the bottoms of the feet. With each breath, letting it out as you relax, release, let go your whole body. Just be nice and soft here. And then we'll go with some opposite sensations. Let's just imagine wherever the places that you're touching your body onto, that it's like very heavy, as if you were a rock sinking into the chair, sinking into the surface that's supporting you. Your arms are heavy, your legs are heavy, your whole torso heavy. Everything sinking, settling into the floor. Beautiful. Now let's flip that to feeling light and buoyant. The arms are light, the legs are light. All that top surfaces of your body, you can feel the air coming across your skin. You feel the sensation of less support compared to the backside. Maybe you feel as light as a feather, as if you're floating up towards the sky. Again, the head is light, the arms and legs are light, your torso light. Weightlessness, effortlessness, light. And then once again, I invite you to notice the surface that's supporting you. Notice where your body touches the surface underneath you. Maybe notice those physical sensations of being supported by the surface beneath you. And then let's just notice the fluids in our body. Notice that they just kind of flow calm and easy like a lazy river. That fire inside you burns like a little pilot light. Yeah. And then once again, I invite you to repeat that resolve, that intention 3 times, silently, mentally to yourself. Again, maybe it was something like, I am calm, I am peaceful. Say it silently 3 times here as I pause. And then from here, allow yourself a nice deep breath in through the nose, and if you can, out through the mouth. Let's do that again. Breathe in, big old breath. Exhale through the mouth. Very good. Let it all go. And let's become aware of the room that we're in. Start to wiggle those fingers, those toes. you're laying on your back on the floor or on the couch, maybe coming up to a tall seated place. If you're here at the back of the chair, kind of come up to the front of the chair now. Come back into the now, back into the present moment. Beautiful. A few shoulder shrugs towards the ears and then release. Breathe in, squeeze up towards your ears. Exhale, release. Turn your head from side, slowly to side. Very good. Maybe chin towards the chest. Very slowly back to heart center. And then maybe chin towards the sky. And then back to heart center. And then we'll end our class with a gratitude practice. I'll stop the recording and then I'll invite you to come back on camera if you so choose, all right? So you can either take your hands together, placing the sides of the thumbs into the sternum. What I like to do, though, is stack my hands upon my heart so I can feel that heartbeat. And I invite you to drop your chin towards your heart center. That's in gratitude of you just showing up today. That slight nod of your head forward, bringing our internal gaze down to the area of the heart. And I invite you to see if you can find someplace that feels like something of gratitude. And from that place, I silently invite you to acknowledge to yourself just one thing in your life that you are grateful for today. Good. You can keep your chin towards your chest or lift your chin to look forward as I end our class today. So the light in me honors and respects the light in you. So let's take the peace, the strength, the understanding, and that little attitude of gratitude, and let's pass it on. Namaste. And namaste means the light in me honors and respects the light in you. This concludes our practice of chair yoga.